Hi everybody, Professor Dunn here again. Let me just get this to be full screen. Here we go. So this week we're going to be looking at lands of the Nile, Egypt, Nubia, and Ethiopia. So let's look at a map here. So here we're at the very upper northeast part of Africa. And this is the area that we'll be looking at. So Egypt, and then down here we have Nubia. And the one thing that you'll notice right away, hopefully, about this map is that it's including the Nile River. So the Nile River is a very interesting river in that it's one of the very few rivers in the world that goes from the south to the north. It flows from the south to the north and it empties into the Mediterranean Sea. Because of this, we have these lands divided up where they're following the river. So this part is Upper Egypt, and this part is Lower Egypt, and the same here. You're going to have Upper Nubia and Lower Nubia. So just keep that in mind when we're talking about this, because that can get kind of confusing. So we're going to start looking at this area where we have the Sudan, Ethiopia, and we have a number of rivers that come together here, where we have the White Nile, the White Nile and the Blue Nile, or the White River and the Blue River, that are coming and flowing down into, it's down here, and they're flowing down into the Nile River. And we see, let me move this down so you can see this. Here we have one of the oldest pieces of art. So we're looking at the early Nile cultures. And this is between the 8th and the 15th millennia BC, before the great savannas of northern Africa became the desert sands of the Sahara. Important cultural innovations spread from Nubia westward to the Atlantic Ocean. Populations began to domesticate cattle, cultivate grain, and fire ceramic vessels. Wavy line and dotted wavy line pottery dating to the 8th and the 7th millennia BC testify to these changes. Found along the southern Nile and as far west as Mali, they represent one of the world's oldest ceramic traditions. By the 4th millennia BC, the Egyptians' reach of the Nile were increasingly influenced by these developments. Female images, like I'm showing you here, in fired clay, were some of the most striking objects made in Nubia or Egypt during the 4th and 3rd millennia. And a figure from the early Egyptian culture known as Nakarda displays the full, that I'm showing you here, displays the full curves, and simplicity of the figures of these female forms. So when we look at this, it's she's very simple, but we can tell she's definitely a female figure, and it's quite beautifully done. The head, the way it's done, it almost looks like a bird, where you have the head with a beak here, and the upraised arms, and you see she does have hands, but they begin to look almost like horns. So they have this kind of mimicking of cattle. And these people, again, are the early people that are beginning to domesticate animals. So similar figures like this one I'm showing you here were modeled in the Nubian culture and referred simply as a group, capital A dash group. And toward the end of the 4th millennia, around 3100 BC, a series of kings strove to unify the separate distinctions or distinct lands of Egypt into a single realm. Okay, so we're going to stop here, pick up as we unify Egypt together in the next little video.